Hey, welcome back to the Radham Hill channel. I'm Radham Hill, and the aim of this channel is to help men become better men. So without further ado, let me talk today to you about a particular situation or a particular set of people that might be useful for you to know how to deal with, or at least understand what the hell's going on in their minds, so that you can actually deal with them better. The people I'm talking about are narcissists. Now, we live in a world today, okay, let's talk about narcissists for a moment. Narcissists are really people who actually make your life very difficult. The kind of people who actually, I guess, take information or take all of your personality and turn it around and turn it into something negative and work it basically back against you. And we live in a world today where there are many narcissists, because the thing is, narcissism itself comes from an inner insecurity in the narcissist themselves, where they've had some life experience that has made them actually close themselves up and not be able to deal with perhaps the insecurities or the pain that they feel inside. And so rather than actually deal with it, what's going on inside themselves, they feel that they want to externalize and blame the rest of the world for the things that are going wrong in their lives. That's pretty much what one would describe many narcissists' kind of behavior and the things that they do to others. Of course, there's a lot more to it, but let's just, I think, you can Google that. You can Google the word narcissism on there. And if you've had somebody who is narcissistic in your life, perhaps in your relationship, perhaps at work, or perhaps within your own family, you will know what I'm talking about. You'll be able to identify these traits, and you will know how it makes you feel or how it's made you feel. But for men, it's very difficult to deal with narcissists because, a lot of men are actually very polite, are very nice, and they find it difficult to actually return back to the narcissist the actual sheer hatred and the sheer contempt that they put out to the world. So I want to talk about that. One of the things that I want to tell you about is that you have to understand that typically, if you look back into most narcissistic people, you find that there are events or things that have happened in their life that have caused them to completely close themselves up at some point in their life. And at that point, when that closure happens, when they actually shut themselves down internally, they no longer become able to deal with the challenges of life, of everyday life that come into their life, without actually externalizing them and trying to ignore them. So what a lot of narcissists tend to do is actually they kind of like come to situations in life and they find that they can't deal with them, so they kind of package them up and then like just bury them under the ground and try and forget about them. And then they come to the next situation, package it up, bury it, and put it underground again, and it goes on like this throughout their lives. And because the fact exists that whatever you package up and bury underground, eventually, comes back. It kind of rematerializes. It's like a resurrection, like a zombie coming back from the past, for like a dead person coming back from the past. Effectively, that's what it is. All those things that they accumulate and bury into the past, it comes back and bites them. But then usually what narcissists do is find another person, probably another relationship or somebody within their family or somebody at work, on whom they say, well, that problem that has re-emerged, I can now blame that problem on somebody else because it's not in my life anymore. I can actually blame it on somebody else. And sometimes you can be the recipient of that blame. And in order for you to actually be able to deal with that, it's important to first of all understand what's actually happening in the psychology of the narcissist. And I've had that experience in my life. I've had to deal with a very narcissistic person. And that's why I'm coming out and talking about this, because actually it can be a destroyer of men. I mean, it really breaks men down and makes them weak. And one of the essential things about men is that we have to be strong in our lives. That is the actual one thing that defines you as a man, your strength, your inner strength, your ability to be able to deal with things. But narcissists have a way of actually completely undermining that and cutting that right down. And there are many men in this world who actually find themselves completely broken down and don't understand what actually happened, because the narcissist has turned all of their problems and reprojected them out to you. And you don't have to deal with that. So the one strategy, when I was researching online in dealing with my particular special narcissist, right, was that I kind of like found myself looking online and discovered that many of the major psychologists, what they say is that the best way to actually shut a narcissist off, or shut the damage that the narcissist does to you as a man, is to actually not communicate with them, to actually have zero communication. Because that way, the narcissist, they will try to reinfiltrate your life, but they will not be able to do so because you have actually said, I am making my boundary and I'm cutting off from you completely, so that you cannot affect me in the way that you have been. Because what happens afterwards is that you will find a long period in your life when you're actually just completely lost because the narcissist has broken you down so much. Depends on how long your experience is with that person, right? How long you've experienced their narcissistic traits. It could be for years and years. It could be for a short time. But whatever it is, there will be a period when you feel a little bit lost. And the point of this video is to actually tell you that, look, it's okay to feel a little bit lost for a while. But have faith and live with faith, and have faith that there will come a time when you'll go beyond that. Your mind is always adjusting itself. Your mind is always like reconfiguring itself. And your mind will slowly start to figure out who you are again, the person that you were before you met the narcissist, right? And you will become that person again, and suddenly you'll feel that you're actually okay. You know, you can start to do good things. And I guess the crux of my argument is that, you have an inner strength as a man. Don't let the narcissist destroy that strength. And the best way to do it is to cut the narcissist off. Because once you identify that person, once you identify that this is what they're doing and that they're doing that to you, you will always feel that something's not quite right in that relationship. They will always make you feel that. And it's best to actually then maybe do some research. Try and find out, is this person really a narcissist, or is this person genuinely trying to help me and make me a better person? Yeah, there are very clear-cut boundaries, because you can know that something you have not done wrong, you've done nothing at all, or you've done your best and still being blamed for something, you know that that's a narcissistic trait. Whereas if somebody is saying to you, hey, I want to make you better and I want to improve you, and so therefore, I'd like to tell you about what you did wrong there, that's somebody who actually cares about you and is actually going to try and help you, right? Whereas a narcissist will not do that. They will just criticize you no matter what you do. And very quickly, you will be able to identify the narcissists from people who actually do care and love you, care about you and love you, And once you do that identification, you can say, okay, genuinely I'm dealing with a narcissist, so maybe I need to cut this person off. Much as I hate to do so, because I'm not a bad person in myself and I don't like to do that to people, but for your own health, for your own mental well-being, it's something that is necessary, and that's something that you need to do. And so therefore, go ahead and do that and start to rebuild yourself as a man. That's all I want to say on this subject for now. I could go on and talk to you for hours and hours about this thing. There are many, many subjects and sub-subjects and sub-areas and many divisions in this whole area of study, you can say, right? But at least the main message that I wanted to convey, I have conveyed. I hope you like this video. I'd like you to subscribe if you like my videos. I would really like you to actually come and join this kind of like movement that I want to build to help men become better men. I'm Radham Hill, and please feel free to comment, and I will see you very soon in my next video.